For this one, when it's asking for h inverse of 4, do I go to the value for an x-axis or the y-axis?
Because inverse is original function's y. So you're gonna go to the y of original. So you're gonna go to 4 here and check
Okay,
back
so
the
the
Okay, so I'm gonna help you go over all of them. So any question that you might have, you probably good time to ask now. And if you test on Tuesday, then you gotta be ready on all those stuff. And also old stuff too. So I pass you back the test so you can look at your old stuff because I can pick any random question from the old test and put on a new test. That's just the way I work. I want to spot check you how much knowledge you retain. And I don't think in this particular test you're gonna get instructional questions, but you are gonna get a question from before. Any random question I put on the old test before, you are gonna get it. Okay. Can you check there's a pile in the back? See if you got it. Do you see anything? So you gotta check your old test. Make sure you know how to do everything. Because anything is on my old test, it's a fair game. That's why I make this class a little bit more difficult because all your previous math class is gonna be like, oh, okay, you learned this, and you can forget them. Not anymore. I'm gonna make you accountable for all the old stuff. Your AP exam is gonna, it's not gonna just cover fortnight week. It's gonna cover everything. So you gotta learn how to retain the stuff, even the stuff you screw up on. So the last test you fail, you got, let's say you got a 30. Well, you have to go back, make sure you understand everything. I'm gonna make you accountable all your old stuff. So you cannot just say, hey, I'm gonna forget them. Come after school, get help. You know, there are free help. And if you want to pay somebody to help you with more individual attention, there's somebody you can ask for. It might be Calc students. So make sure you come in to get help. And I already see people already getting better. I see Neil getting better. I see even Liam's getting better. Mackenzie's getting hundreds now. Mariana is getting 90s. Brendan's getting 100. So a lot of people are improving. Okay, look, everything you try, it will start getting better. I know some of you guys failed some tests before. Yeah, that's okay. You fail, you stand up back up. You fail, you stand back up. That's how the structure of this classroom is. And I think a lot of people stand back up, then rather falling down. So that's what I want to see. Okay, so all those questions are you gotta understand how to do even odd function. I think they are super easy. You're just gonna test them. Are they going back to original equation? Now sometimes some negative sign is confusing, so you gotta be careful with those. Okay, now it's moving. All right, let's go back here. So you plug in here, and you get back to original equation. And if it's the original equation, what's that symmetry of? You have, because I will ask you what symmetry is. The symmetry to origin or symmetry to x-axis or y-axis. So that's going to be symmetry to y-axis. Is that okay? Now you're going to plug in negative x on here. Let's see if you go back. So negative x to the third over negative x to the second minus 1. That's equal to negative x to the third because negative times negative is negative. And this go back to positive. And then pretty much you can take out this whole thing out like this. You can say, oh yeah, that's the opposite of the original function. So they are odd. And if it's odd, it's symmetry to where? X-axis, y-axis, origin. Okay, origin. It's never symmetry to x-axis. It's always either y-axis. Y-axis just like your face. Right? So if I plug in negative x here, what happened? Negative x here, so it's going to be 2 times negative x to the third minus negative x, and that's going to be minus 2x to the third plus x. Now you're going to say, wait, is this even or odd? It's actually odd because you can factor out a negative sign, and that's going to be opposite the original function. So this is going to be odd. So this is symmetry to origin. And if you plug in negative x here, guess what? 4 times negative x plus 3. That's negative 4x plus 3. Guess what? That's no, that's not even. If you factor out a negative sign, that's going to be 4x minus 3. Now 4x minus 3 is not the same as 4x plus 3. Even though there's a negative sign outside, that's not negative f of x. Okay, so therefore that's negative. That's neither. So you are gonna have some type of, you're gonna get neither. How do you tell if this is even or odd? How do you tell? The y are the same, or you can just graph it, see are they symmetry to y-axis. In this case, they are symmetry to y-axis. If you graph it, it's probably look like almost an absolute value function, except slope of 2. So if you were to graph it, let's just say graph it now. So if you're not sure, graph it. Just take your time, get a right answer. So that negative 2 is going to give you 4. Oh, sorry, that was bad. 4 here, right here, and 2, and 0, and 2, and this. It'll kind of like absolute value of 2x. So this is the even function. This is even. And if I graph the other one, I'm going to use the other color. So I'll use red. So the other one is going to be negative 8. So we're going to use that. This is a negative 8, negative 2. So this is negative 8. A negative 1 is going to give you 2. So this is 2 right here. 0, and this, and 2 like this. So the graph looks like this. Oops, my bad. You get a point. Gonna get like this, this, this. So that's symmetry to origin. How do you know the symmetry to origin? If you look at this and this, they are opposite output. And if you look at this, and they're opposite output. And you have to have a 0, 0 because you have symmetry to origin. If it doesn't have a 0, 0, it's really hard to find. Are you guys doing okay? How do you tell even and odd function? Now this is even, guess what? Same logic as this. This should have the same, so this one should be 6. And this one should be the same, they should be opposite, so it's negative 7. It does not take you a long time to figure out what is it. Does that make sense? I'm so sorry. Oh, we figure out A, sorry. So on the test, I will ask you to figure out a value. As I determine the value of following, which is there's something you got to figure out, which is A. Find the value of A. Why would I ask you to find the value of 9? I don't know. All right. I'm sorry, my handwriting is ugly, so I'm not gonna say it's your fault, but so you have to know when is f of x positive. Now when f of x is positive, I'm gonna do the e first. F of x is positive, it's only above x-axis, so it'd be 0 to all the way to 6, and the parenthesis is not gonna be including. Is that okay? Negative, there are 2 regions, so they are negative 4 to 0, union from 6 to 8, I believe.
Yeah.
Increasing is gonna from -2 to 2. Yes.
Wouldn't 8 have a bracket
Wouldn't, which one?
for F? Would 8 have a bracket?
You are absolutely right.
And what about 6?
6 doesn't have bracket. No. 6 is at 0. So it's not really negative. But 8 still
No, I meant for E.
for what?
For E where it's
6. Hold on, wait, it's positive. No, because 6 is not really 6 is 0. When x is equal to 6, y is 0.
Yeah, never
0
mind.
is not. Yeah. Ashton, good job. Increasing is from -2 to 2. Decreasing is gonna be from where? -4 to -2. Union from 4 to 8. Minimum value, remember what's value? Value is the output, is a YU, thank you. Is gonna be -5. And where's f of x equal to -2? Well, that's gonna be -2 here, here. So it's gonna be x equal to -3 and x equal to -1. I'm gonna go back to check the decimal graph. I'm gonna come back and do that. So let me do the other one first. Now, Austin suggested this one. He says, I found a shortcut. For Sam, she says, I can find the inverse. It doesn't matter either way. It's fun. You can find the inverse, plug in 6, or you can plug in 6 into f of x because 6 is the y value. Does that make sense? I think this one's going to be most confusing for your test. Is some people will want to do it one way and some people want to do it another way. Depending on what you feel like. I don't really care. As long as you get the right answer, I don't care which way you get to it. So let's do it Austin's way and just do this is 6 is the y value on the original function. So it'd be 6 equal to square root of 5x minus 2 plus 4. I subtract 4 on both sides. This is solving equation from before. So, and this type of question is always on SAT, by the way. But you can also graph it. So, 4 equal to 5x minus 2. And you can plus 2, that's 6 equal to 5x. X is equal to 6 over 5. So that's equal to 6 over 5. You can do Sam's way, which is find the inverse function and plug in 6 for x. So either way, it's fine. It doesn't bother me which way you do it. So for h inverse of 4, some people are asking that. I think Emerson asked me that, right? Okay. So remember, we're not asking h of 4. If I ask you h of 4, then you're going to go to 4, figure out that. But, and that's not correct because we're looking for the inverse. So ideally, you can graph the inverse first, right? So remember, I also teach you how to graph inverse. So let me show you if I graph inverse. I take this point, and I says that's -3, -2. So that is going to give you this, -2, -3. It's going to be like this. Is that okay? And I'm going to take this point is, 1, 0. So it's going to be like this. And I'm going to take this point is, I have no idea what it's at. 4, 6. So it'll be 6, 4. So it's going to be like this. Now, if you see that symmetry to this, I'm also going to test you on the test. It's like, what is the line symmetry of inverse? You're going to say y equal to x. That's the easiest test question that you can remember. Because because you can see that y equal to x. Then they see that symmetry. Now you can see that this means I'm asking the red line when x is equal to 4, right? Which is 3, which is equal to g of 3. Now I could have asked you green line. I could look at this. You can say this is a 4 and track it back. It's still equal to 3. So each way, it doesn't matter which way you do it. I prefer you just look at original function though, because it takes some time to graph the inverse. Now, if I ask you to graph the inverse, you can graph it, but I don't have to ask you. You can say, well, I don't need the inverse. So next year, when there's a section called derivative of the inverse function, not all the function you can find the other graph. You're going to have to figure out how to use the coordinate swap like Bennett suggested a long time ago. Yeah, so those are things that you got to be able to do. Now, for the B, K inverse of 6. What is K inverse of 6? 2. So then I'm an H inverse of 2. Now, what's H inverse of 2? Then I'm going to go to 2 and I'll say, okay, yeah, let's track it this way. Let's track this way. It happened to be equal to some value. I'm done. Go to K inverse of -2 first. Well, K inverse of -2 is what? G of H inverse of K. Wait, hold on a second. -1, I think, right? Is that right? And H inverse of -1 is what? It's also -1. How convenient. And then G of -1. So I'm going to go back to plug in G. So it's going to be -3. You guys did that? You got to be able to do composite function. I'm going to ask you composite function. I'm going to ask you f of g of x, f of g of 2, f of g of 3. And I'm going to ask you that, but I'm going to ask you f of g of x here. So that's going to be 3 times 5x plus 2 squared minus 1. You have to expand it. You have to expand it correctly. I don't know. I'm not going to spend time on expanding because I'm going to run out of time if I do that, because I wanted to go talk about graphing. But you can expand it. Don't kill a puppy. How do you kill a puppy? It becomes like 25x squared plus 4. It's not true. Write it out. In order to don't kill a puppy, write it out. 5x plus 2 times 5x plus 2. And if you expand that, you'll expand properly. So I'm trying to teach you how to do proper math. You don't want to kill a puppy. I don't know who killed a puppy in the past. Brendan probably did. No? Never? Okay. I know you're Chinese, you eat dog, but... Sorry, I make fun of Chinese people. I'm allowed, you're not allowed. I'm vegetarian, so it doesn't bother me. Chinese people do eat dog. And that's a very... Yeah, for American people, that's like... They eat cat too. They take out a homeless cat together and they just kill them. And they feed them. Chinese people eat everything. They can think of, they eat them. Like shark fin soup, they eat shark fins. Literally. They eat snakes. That's why I don't like Chinese people. So this one is gonna be 5 times 3x squared minus 1 plus 2. And you just distribute that, you're gonna be the same. I'll make fun of my race, I'll make fun of your race, it doesn't matter. I'm equally racist. So what does the f of x plus 2 graph compare to f of x graph? What do they do? Go to the left or right? Left, good. So it's left. Left 2 units. So make sure you understand that it's going to the left. Okay, so this part is already done. Let's go back to the graphing. Okay. The first graph, I'm gonna use blue. I'm gonna see if Emerson's way work for the all-in-one graph. It does. Okay. All right. Save space. Okay. So if I move this one, just gonna be right 2 up 1 because inside of parentheses is opposite always. It doesn't matter in circle. It doesn't matter in anything else. So I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna go up 1, so it's this way. This way. This way. This way, and move right 2 up 1. So it's hopefully it's like this. I don't know. Somebody check my graph. Is that right? Okay. So the second one is a little bit more difficult. The second one is there is a multiplier, but you gotta follow out order operation. This is gonna be left 1 multiply y by 2 and minus 1. Now, if it's on the AP, if it's on AP exam, you're gonna say vertical stretch rather than multiplier. So you probably have to say stretch of 2 rather than say multiply. I call it multiply, it's just easier way to think about it. So I'm gonna move this first point. So I'm gonna do a red. So this is a red. So this is a red. So I am moving left 1. And multiply by 2 is still gonna be 0, which is 0 times 2 is 0. Minus 1 is gonna be right here. So this is my first point. Yes. We're not worried about it until the end of the year. We're gonna worry about the fourth quarter. For me, like I don't really care what you guys do. I think I think college will really ruin math just by looking at the PSAT 2 days ago. It's like they make it too easy. So technically, your AP pre-calc, it's not really difficult. It's not harder than Algebra 2. I think if you give me a good Algebra 2 student, it just take me like 1 month. We should be able to train you the trigonometry part and all the things. So that's not something I'll be worried about. I think all you guys will do okay. Julia, you're the phone specialist. Okay, so the first, second one, that's my first point. And so this point here is gonna be a little bit more. So this point is moving to the right. So moving right here. Wait, left. I got confused my left and right. Am I doing okay? Left 1. And then multiply by 2. So it's gonna be 5 times 2 is gonna be 5 more. And then go down 1, so it's gonna be like this. Am I doing okay? Okay, this point is gonna moving left 1, I think. And that's 4. 4 times 2 is 8. I can subtract. Okay, so that's gonna be this. Is that okay? And that's probably gonna be like this. So I'm just gonna be like, and this one is gonna be multiplied by left 4 down 1, so it's gonna be like this. Looks like that. This moving right. Sorry, this one I'm gonna use maybe black. Right 2, and multiply by negative half. So right 2 multiply right half, it's gonna be here, and move right 2 and multiply by negative half. So that's gonna be half, I think. This one is gonna move right 2, multiply by half. It's gonna be right here. And this is gonna be still same thing. And green one move right 2 times half. Wait, am I moving right 2 or left 2?
You can move left, you can move right.
Yeah, I get confused my left or right. Don't be like me. Let me try that again. I mean, you should have told me earlier. Because I confused with lines too. Okay, so moving left 2, so it's gonna be here. Am I doing better now? This moving left 2 times half, so it's gonna be like this. Is that okay? Moving left 2 down here. Moving left 2 times half. Moving left 2 times half. You mean this point here? Yeah. Oh shoot. Yeah, you're right. Thank you guys. I was thinking about a positive one. I don't know. My mind is opposite mine today. So let's try this again. So moving left 2 times -1/2. This point is fine. Moving left 2 times 1/2 is this way, right? Oh no, it's 3.5, 2.5. Is this way? Is that doing better job? This one move left 2 times -1/2. It's gonna be this way. Move left 2. Move left 2. As all this graph confused me. It's gonna be like this. And move left 2. And here. Is that better? No? Yeah, I just get confused with signs. Now the last part, I'm gonna use purple. Purple, I'm gonna take out the green part. I'm gonna, out the negative sign, it's gonna be flipping. And this is the last part. And this is all the graph into one. Oh, there's one more. Now let's just get too complicated. That's too many lines in there. I'm gonna get lost. But you know the point. You move left 1, multiply by -2, and then go down 2. I don't know. It's too confusing. All of that in the line. All right. So on your Tuesday, you're gonna have some old test information, and you're gonna have pretty much everything on this test. It's pretty much a test review. You're gonna have old information. For example, I might ask you how to graph piecewise function. I might ask you how to combine fractions. I might ask you to solve factorings. You have to be able to factoring. So I might give you factoring questions. You have to know how to factor a box method or trinomial or difference of a square. You might have those. So look at all your old tests as well. You have to be good at all the tests. Go back, says, do I understand this? Do I understand this? Do I understand this? That's why I give you back the test so you can look at it. And if you have younger sibling, you can pass it back down to younger sibling. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Okay, any other questions? No? Okay. Then, so I have an option to put on tests on Tuesday, or I put on tests on Thursday. Now, I know, no question, everybody's gonna say put on test Thursday. But sometimes put it later, it doesn't mean it's a better result. But if I put it later, then at least you have chance to come after school today and Tuesday if you have still confusing. Even some old stuff you're confusing about. So would you guys prefer Thursday or Tuesday? Now, put in mind, if it's Thursday, then I'm covering new material Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm not gonna go a day behind. But so that is the thing. So I'll let you vote for it. People vote on Tuesday, raise your hand. Let me count. Sorry.
New material gonna be on the test.
New materials now. Okay, so Tuesday, raise your hand. One. Austin, no. Oh, wow. Nice. Which one you gonna vote for? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so who voted on Thursday? 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 19. Okay, Thursday says. Democracy works. But okay. Miranda has a phone voice. You have a phone voice. Yeah, you do. Like, if I need customer service, I'll be like first one to call you. Yeah. Okay, you can look at your old test as well. Whatever's on the old test is accountable. So, whatever question you need me help you, I'll help you. Any other question you need me help you? It's not mine. Somebody give it to me. Yeah. But I don't like Pokemon. Guys, there was actually a legitimate question. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do that now. So can you tell me what's the question? X squared plus y squared is equal to what? Is it 4y squared? Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, and then what's the other one?
X plus 2y.
Okay, so for me, like, I'm gonna use substitution, and substitution, the way I kind of tell people is I always find the single variables. Like if you're looking for a date, you're looking for the person that just kind of sit on the corner by itself, right? You're gonna go up, ask them, says, "Hey, what's your Snapchat?" I don't know how you guys ask for information these days, huh? Yeah, back then we asked for phone number, and the girl don't like you, they'll give you Pizza Hut's phone number. And then Mariana will be working at Pizza Hut, answer the phone. So, x equals 6 minus 2y. So we're looking for this x first. And then I'm going to plug it back into this x here. And that's what I would do. It's going to be 6 minus 2y squared plus 4y squared equal to 20. Did I copy down the question right? So it'll be 36 minus 4y. Oh, not 4y. It's probably 24y. And plus 4y squared is equal to 20. Are you sure I copied down the right questions? I feel like. Wait, am I missing another 4y squared? Plus plus 4y squared is equal to 20. So that's gonna give you 8y squared minus 24y and plus 16. Is that okay? And then I'm gonna factor out 8, so that's gonna be y squared minus 3y plus 2 is equal to 0. So it'll be y minus 2 and y minus 1. Huh? I subtract 20 here. And then y equal to 2 and y equal to 1. And then you gotta plug it back in the original equation to find out all the value. I forgot what was it. 2 comma, wait, hold on a second. This is 2. And if it's 2, that's gonna give you, I don't know, 2. And if this is 1, then that's gonna give you 4. So the 2 answers here. Got it? You got it? So I'll always look for the single variables. You're more welcome to come out to school if you need help. Huh? I can give you a homework question that review stuff. Huh? You write a question?
Yeah.
Okay. Come up and write a question. Bye, have a good day. Oh, by the way, if you want to join math competition after school, if you want to learn about extra math, she's white. She's gonna go first. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's a long question. Review what? Transformations? Oh, you need me more issue more homework. Okay, fine. Got it then.
Have you practiced those? I completely forgot how to do cosine for angles. How do you do that again?
Okay, so that's a good question. Which one is that?
It's 19.
Okay, so you haven't learned this yet. We won't get there, we will learn about it.
I learned it in gym.
You haven't learned about this because this is called co-function identity. So there is a identity in trigonometry that it says cosine 90 minus x is equal to sine of x. So the answer is actually just 4 over 5.
Oh, it is? Oh, that's easy.
Yeah, so you can look it up. So look up something called co-function identity.
Co-function?
Yeah, they have all the co-functions.
So yeah, I did my math test after school on Friday a couple weeks ago, and it still hasn't went into scatter yet.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
You didn't do very good. You did okay. You did like 60 to 70. I didn't go. I look at it. I was like, oh, but you weren't here for a whole week.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I might give you back the test and you can review it a little bit.
I would like that for sure. If I
Yeah.
do good, I'd like the review.
Yeah, but I don't think you did very good. But at the same time, you were out for like 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
10
like
days.
a week. It was a week.
Yeah, the week.
I'll talk to you a week from the live stream.
Oh, sure. I'm so sorry. It's okay. I just told a white person I was gonna help her before a Chinese person.